welcome back to my YouTube. It's your girl Honey. I'm doing Taurus in Mercury today. I've done this video before, but I literally just watched it back after it being up for like 8 months, and I was like, what the fuck, let me delete this shit and do it again. Fucking hell. So I've completed my Mercury series. I thought I would remake this one because it's important that I'm putting out good content. So anyway, Mercury in Taurus. If you haven't already guessed, I have Mercury in Taurus. It's not a placement that I like, right? First of all, what is Mercury? Mercury is the planet of communication, your intelligence, how you take in information, how you express, and how you come across when you are communicating to people, alright? Mercury is the 3rd house ruler on the chart. Taurus is the 2nd house ruler on the chart, which is the house of assets, money, finances, self-worth, etc. Alright? This can also be someone who might have Mercury in the 2nd house as well. So what happens when Taurus is in Mercury? When Taurus is in Mercury is a very fast moving planet. It never goes too far away from the sun. To have Taurus in Mercury, you will either be a Gemini, a Taurus, or an Aries. In this case, I'm an Aries, alright? But you can either be those 3 sun signs in order for your Mercury to be in Taurus. And Mercury is a very fast moving planet. So what happens when Mercury goes into Taurus? Taurus is very slow, it's very lazy, it's very simple. So when you put that into Mercury, Mercury is forced to slow the fuck down. Hence why when you get Mercury and Taurus people there, they speak a little bit slower to everybody else. You know, who has Mercury in Taurus? I think Janet Jackson does. I know she's a Taurus, but I think her Mercury is in Taurus. And, you know, it makes a person's voice very soft, very sensual. And right now I'm not talking in my Mercury in Taurus voice. I'll do it now actually. Yeah, so this is my Mercury in Taurus voice. I speak like this when I first meet someone, and I've got to sound really gentle and really sensual and smooth because they always say, oh, your voice sounds really nice. I'm like, thanks, I know. But then I get into like Aries mode and I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, I can't be arsed. Let me just do it however. So anyway, I also have Mercury in the 12th house, which is so frustrating. It leads me to talk to myself a lot. Hence why I'm on YouTube, speaking to you motherfuckers, alright? Speaking to myself through a fucking camera. 12th house is ruled by Pisces. It's all about the mental, alright? So I have it in my 12th house, which also isn't the best place to have Mercury. Mercury is not happy in Taurus or Pisces at all. So anyway, people that have Mercury in Taurus, their vocabulary is going to be very, very simple, very, very basic. They may not use big words. These people make better writers than speakers, okay? How we take in information, or how we learn things, and when we learn things, we never forget it. We don't forget once we learn it. It can be very difficult for us to learn. I'm not saying Mercury and Taurus are stupid people at all, but I am going to say that Mercury and Taurus, we have a different method of learning, and it's not quick like Mercury and Gemini or Virgo, where you can be a teacher and you'll be writing on the board, you know, X plus Y minus this equals that, whatever. Taurus and Mercury, what the fuck are you talking about? We are practical learners, okay? We don't learn through theory. We have to learn through practical shit. So, for example, I'm going to actually tell you guys this. This is fucking embarrassing, alright? But over here in the UK, you've got to do your theory and your driving test. Your driving test is your practical in order for you to obtain a license. I was driving illegally for years, alright? And I was trying to get my license together, and I was doing my theory test. Your theory test was like 52 questions at the time, I think, and you had to get, I think, 50 questions right. I did that test 8 or 9 times. Yes, £30 a piece. And it's mad because it's literally just click. It's like what's the word? It's just multiple choice questions, answers, and you click. There's no writing, there's no typing involved. It's just click, click, click. But you see, once I done it, that was it. And you can ask me anything about the highway code now, and I know it all. I know it all. Okay, but it takes a very long time for Mercury in Taurus to get there. But my practical, I did my practical and I passed with flying colours, right? Passed for the first time, and I never thought I would, but I actually did. And that is a perfect example of Taurus in Mercury. We just work better doing practical things because we are not very good at processing information very, very quickly. So yes, and it's weird, like I remember chatting to a Gemini guy, I think it was like last year or whatever, and I like Gemini people, right, cool peeps, and he had his Mercury in Taurus, and I knew that he did because his voice was so sexy. Oh my god, it was so sensual, it was just so it was just, do you know what I'm saying, it was gorgeous. And then he sang for me and I was like, oh my god, this nigga can sing. Taurus and Mercury is notorious for having such a beautiful voice. These people can most likely sing because their voices are just very alluring, very like, oh, let me just listen to you even more. Like, they sound really, really good. So, and I can't sing for shit. I mean, I know that I could if I went through the training and shit and I put the work in, but I couldn't give a fuck about that, right? But yeah, also as a child, Taurus and Mercury can also represent growing up and seeing a lot of things going on, but you don't speak and say what you see, right? And I kind of still feel like that's very prominent now because I don't have to react to everything I see. You know, this is what I'm saying about Mercury being an influencer when it comes to how you behave and how you express publicly around people, right? Now, when it comes to people around me, I could be having a conversation with this person, I'm fully engaged, but I can see someone over there in the corner of my eye watching how I'm communicating with this person. And with my Taurus and Mercury, the good thing is it kind of allows me to think heavily about what's this person watching me for? You know, why are they checking to see how I'm communicating with this person? Or why are they interested? It makes me, I don't want to say paranoid, but it gives me like a sense to understand that, okay, this person's watching me, but me being Taurus and Mercury is, I don't have to go and approach that person and say, rah, like, why was you staring? But I don't fucking forget that shit. And it makes me kind of think, okay, this person was watching me. I wonder what they was thinking, you know, why I'm communicating with that person. What's going through your mind? How I'm looking, you know, what I'm saying to them. Are you being paranoid? That's what's going on in my mind. But I don't forget this stuff. And this is kind of what it's like having this Mercury in Taurus, because I don't feel like it's paranoia, but I honestly do feel like we do see things that other people may not see, and we don't say what we see, but we remember it through people. Taurus and Mercury isn't the most loudest voice or the most out there with their personality. So these people work really well behind the scenes because they haven't got an out there personality or voice. And yeah, like, it's mad because I'm an Aries, so you would think, oh, everything's got to be about me, you know, everyone look at me. But when you have the Mercury in Taurus, it can definitely, you know, bring you down a little bit and make you feel a little bit like, okay, I don't really want to be Beyonce, you know, I don't mind, I'd rather be Michelle today. That's the kind of vibe, you know, that Taurus and Mercury has. And that's something that really frustrates me, because sometimes I feel like I definitely want to be a little bit more like loud, but if I've had a drink, I'm loud as hell, you know, I'm crazy, I'm loud as hell. But it's my Taurus and Mercury that definitely reminds me, look Aries, slow your roll before I trip you up. That's what it does. So I don't really know if you're a Taurus sun that has Taurus and Mercury. I'd love to hear your experience having that, because actually my brother has, my brother's a Taurus and he has Taurus and Mercury, and he really struggles to communicate. And it's like, he can talk like everybody else, right? But it just feels like you want to say more, but you just don't. There's more going on up here than there is coming out. And that's the Taurus and Mercury kind of thing. And I think with being a sun sign in Taurus, it can definitely just reel it in more than usual. Whereas if you might be an Aries or a Gemini sun, you're still thinking more than you're saying, but what you say can be like, whoa bro, like chill, did you really just say that? Fuck, you know, it can be a little bit more. I think it probably works best if you are a Gemini that has Taurus and Mercury, than being an Aries sun or a Taurus sun with Taurus and Mercury. Because with Gemini, Gemini is a sign that is very, very good at communicating, very good at writing as it is. So to have this little minor setback wouldn't affect them heavy, but it would definitely affect Taurus, and it would affect Aries a little bit, but not as much as Taurus suns. And yeah, like I said before, it definitely makes a difference where your Mercury is placed on your chart. So yeah, I think that is it. That's my Taurus and Mercury video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you on the next one.